Hey friends, I hope you're enjoying this year's 31 Days of Horror with me. I'm having a lot of fun watching films and reviewing them, and today I wanted to talk about a film that I really love that I feel like is kind of polarizing. They're either love it or hate it. A lot of people have hate for this film, a lot of people love it, and I'm on the love it side, and that is Rob Zombie's The Lords of Salem. And I recently watched this again because it was Sherry Moon Zombie's 50th birthday, and I was like, hey, I'm going to watch Lords of Salem because I think it's her best performance in a film. And I've always actually liked Sherry Moon Zombie as an actress, and I thought that she really showcased herself in this movie. And I've always liked stuff that has to do with, like, you know, horror films that have to do with witchcraft, or like the witchcraft trials, or like ancient witchcraft, that kind of thing. And I feel like this one really hits it on the head. And I always love this Steelbook edition also of the film. And sorry if there's a glare there, but her makeup looks really cool in that as well. But just a brief synopsis of the film. I like the setup of the characters. You know, she and Ken Foree is actually in this film, and there's three of them that are DJs at this radio station. And one day, you know, they're doing their thing, and a record gets sent. It's in this really cool wooden box. I thought it looked really cool. And she takes it home, and her and one of the other DJs play it, and it's this weird kind of droning, kind of, you know, weird kind of ritualistic sounding music that has an effect on her immediately. It kind of makes her, you know, kind of zone out into a different world, so to speak. And, you know, long story short, she starts to notice things in the apartment building she lives in. There's a vacant apartment down the hall. She notices someone there one day, and she goes and tells her landlady, hey, you know, I noticed we have a new tenant. And the landlady's like, well, nobody's moved into that apartment. So you go, oh, something's up, right? So things start to happen. She feels drawn to this apartment. You know, she listens to this music, and the more she's kind of exposed to things, the more she's kind of losing herself, so to speak. And as the movie progresses, it just gets crazier and crazier. And there's this really cool kind of, they explain the backstory about the Lords of Salem and what they were. And, you know, it's kind of during the Salem witchcraft trials. And I love the fact that, to an aside, that this movie is set in Salem. It looks cool. It has that, it's a really good movie to watch in the Halloween season. It just has that kind of feel to it, you know, that fall. You know, the characters are all dressed in warm clothes because it's fall and it's cool out. It just has that look and that feel. And it almost feels like a movie that was filmed in a different time, even though it takes place in modern times. But the character, you know, starts to be affected in all these things. And there's this side character who and I forget the actor's name, but he's shown up in lots of things. And he's kind of written a book and is researching this, and they're interviewing him on their radio show one day, and he's kind of, you know, taken off guard when they play this record of the Lords of Salem, and he starts to research, and he comes to find out, you know, that there's something sinister going on here. And as the movie progresses, I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen it, the character, Sherry Moon Zombie's character, starts to descend kind of into madness, so to speak. She feels like she's losing her mind. And some sinister things start to happen with her landlady and her two sisters, which is really, I love their characters too, because they're kind of that classic kind of coven of witches type thing. And yeah, all hell breaks loose towards the end, and it has a very artistic and interpretive ending that I really like. And I won't say anything about it just because you need to see it. But I hope I've explained this movie well, because it's kind of a hard one to explain, but you need to see it for yourself if you haven't. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Lords of Salem. And again, I'm a huge fan of this film. I love watching it. It's a great one again for this time of year during fall Halloween season. And I think Sherry Moon Zombie is great in it. And I always would love to see her in more things, even, you know, apart from Rob Zombie's films, which I am a fan of his films. But I'd like to see her acting in other things as well, because I think she has some talent. She's got a really good energy that transfers from the screen. You know, you can like see that she's enjoying herself and things like that. So, but I highly recommend this one if you like movies about witches and like the Salem witch trials and things like that. I think you'll enjoy this modern kind of spin on that. It's a great flick, has a great crazy ending that's very kind of I don't know, the movie just felt a lot bigger than it was, and I think Rob Zombie had some good ideas, and I wish more people appreciated it. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you think of the film, since it is kind of polarizing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and look forward to reviewing something else with y'all tomorrow.